Miss Marvel has wrapped its 6 episode run on Disney Plus. I've talked about all the episodes before in spoiler detail, but now let's talk about what I thought about the series as a whole. And the first thing you got to talk about when you're talking about Miss Marvel is Iman Vellani. I'm sorry if I got the name wrong, but she was great in this series. I thought that she embodied the character of Kamala and Miss Marvel so well. She was so endearing, so charming, such a fun character to follow her on this journey. You instantly get behind her, you instantly root for her. She was the thing that this whole show was carried on her shoulders, and she held it up so well. But she had a great supporting cast around her too. I loved the friendship with Kamala, Bruno, Nakia, I believe is her name. I loved these guys together. I needed more of these guys together. They're not together as much as I wanted them to be throughout the show, but they give strong Spider-Man Homecoming vibes whenever they're on screen. I loved it. And a lot of Miss Marvel, the stuff that I really liked about Miss Marvel isn't even the superhero stuff. I loved how much they went into this Pakistani culture, Kamala's family's customs, their religion, their lifestyle. The strength of this show is the family dynamic and the relationships within the family of Kamala's life. The parents in this show were so good. The show never really villainizes them. And even when you think it's about to villainize them, it keeps everything so human. You get where everyone is coming from. They give each character 3 dimensions. And for that reason, I loved every single one of these characters. Just the relationship between Kamala and her parents in this show, I found so sweet and so real and so relatable. Now, the show is not perfect though, because while I love those aspects, it doesn't always balance it well with the superhero stuff. The villains in this movie are called the Jinn, and I'm not going to get into spoilers because this is a non-spoiler review, but just to put it lightly, they kind of have a villain problem in this show because I feel like they introduced this group of villains, but then they didn't really do anything to further the story with them. What they do is they give a really great history lesson in a Marvel show, and they talk about the partition that happened in India when British took it over in 1942. And the show has 2 episodes that really dedicates to this history lesson. And I thought the history lesson was really good. It was stuff that I didn't know. I thought it was really cool that there were kids out there that were watching this show that were learning about this history on a Marvel Cinematic Universe TV show on Disney Plus. I thought that was really cool. But once they're kind of done with the history lesson, these villains don't really matter anymore, and they kind of just leave the story in a really abrupt way. I was loving this show. Then episode 4 and 5, they dive into this history lesson with these villains and Kamala's past. And it's important, but they spend so much time on it that the story that we were on kind of gets halted. And then we go into the finale and it feels a little rushed, like a lot of Disney Plus series feel rushed near the end. But at the same time, it felt fulfilling. You got the completion of Kamala's hero journey, and I thought it was very satisfactory. So, with Miss Marvel, when I was watching episodes 1 through 3, it was at a strong recommend. But by the time that we got to the end, I did go down. It's a solid recommend, but it's got some fun surprises in it. I'll tell you that much. But I enjoyed the show. I was loving the show. It had some issues in the middle, but it was able to pull it off in the end. So, what did you guys think of Miss Marvel? Have you had a chance to watch all episodes yet? Comment down below. Let me know. I want to know all your thoughts and opinions about this series. And without further ado, let's see what you guys are saying.